tonight?
I think it was we were going into the third, like a position that we've been in for the past 2 games, and I think we just stuck with it. And what I mean by that is, like, we didn't try to open up the game. Everyone played pretty selfless, and then we kind of batten down the hatches. And obviously, they have a good power play and some players, and they executed on that one in the third. But I think that's the thing. We just kind of stuck with it. No one pouted. Everyone just kind of stuck with the script and battled, and obviously we got the nice together, nice win.
This is a collective relief getting this win.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think I really look at every game as like an individual set. You say, oh, like, this stretch of games, whatever, wasn't good. But for me, it's more each game's different, right? And you're going to go through stretches of good and bad throughout the season. It doesn't matter if you're the first place or last place. That's the way it is. And you just have to stick with it and bring your good attitude and a good work ethic every time you come along. So.
How valuable has Mikheyev been for you guys, just in the time that you've seen him here?
Yeah, he's awesome. Super great guy. Great speed, smart player. I know I'm the PK, and just so it's always nice having him on the team and on the ice.
Are you feeling good today?
Yeah, I mean, I always just come to the game and just try to get myself in the right mindset, right state to just battle, and sometimes you're field, sometimes you're not. So.
How do you view the up arrow with the young defensemen in front of you when you see performances like they had tonight?
The up
arrow? Where they're going.
Yeah. It's good. I think it's obviously the best league in the world, and it can be unforgiving, but I think we have a lot of young guys who are really learning and growing into great players. And there's guys who have been here for a bit, and some guys who are brand new to the league. And I think one thing I can say about all of them is they have really good attitudes, which I think is big, right? They're eager to learn, eager to get better, which is, I think, very important at that age, because you can't think that you're all this and that when you get to this league. There's too many good players, and everyone's very humble, very respectful of the league and how good it is. And I think their mindsets will carry them a long way.
How frustrating is it that had it not been for that power play, we probably would have had the Hawks' first shutout of the season?
Oh. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'd rather just get the win. I that's one thing I think it was a few years ago. I just really got it down that, like, hey, it's shut out 1 goal, 2 goals, like, whatever. If you get the win, I think that's more important. It's like if the guy scores a hat trick and comes in and is all happy after the game, like, and he lost, like, but like I think everyone's here is really just focused about getting the win, and I think that's what I've seen. So a lot of good attitudes.
Getting you guys on the board first with that shorthanded goal, and just how have you seen him progress this year, Nazar?
Frankie, yeah, he's like great player, and you see like during the season how he grew up. Like it takes time, but I think Frankie like smart guy, and he using his like power skating, everything.
Just the game overall and everything. It looks like you guys have kind of put together some good games over the last couple of days and everything, win or lose. And how good are you guys feeling about your game?
Yeah, of course. Like we feel, I want to say like maybe last 3 weeks, like months, maybe we play, I want to say like good, maybe not win, yes, but I think we have more advantage during each game, and we sometimes crack in the third period, but it takes time for learning for young guys and for everybody how you need to be patient and maybe sometimes play more simple.
After the injury and working your way back, how gratifying is it? How happy are you to be back at that 20-goal mark?
Yeah, of course. The injury was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, yeah. And I feel good right now.
Thanks, Ilya.
All right.
Thank you.
How have you felt with each passing game?
Yeah, I feel like I'm, getting more comfortable. I think I'm learning every game. Like my first period today, I need to be a little more crisp with passes. We're a little off to start the first period, but obviously, like, you make a mistake, but I think as long as I'm playing confident, moving my feet, things happen. And, I felt a little snake bit kind of the first couple of games, having a lot of chances and stuff, but I think just being patient with it and trusting the process is good for me.
You seem really calm even under pressure. You just feel comfortable right now.
Yeah, I think that's always been something kind of part of my game is, I don't want to be in a rush, but I want to do things kind of like I said before with assertiveness, but, knowing that, I have a little more time than I think and I'm going to throw it away and I can make a play with it. I just think it's, trying to be confident out there.
This whole kind of young defensive group came up. A lot of them came up together through Rockford. You kind of joined late. Do you feel like you're part of the group? Do they welcome you in?
Yeah, everyone's been great to me. Whether it's younger guys to the older guys, they've been unbelievable. And obviously knowing a bunch of guys from dev camps in the past and stuff like that. So it's a great group for sure.
Has it been a tall order for this young group? You have McKinnon, Ovechkin, Crosby to face those kind of guys. Did you expect that right away?
No, it's kind of a surreal moment. The past 3 games, I mean, they're all incredible players, but they're all different in their own way. So I think learning how to defend those guys and kind of what makes them good, and finding their tendencies and what they like to do and how to defend them, and obviously getting the win today felt really good, and I think topped it all off for everyone. So
In the long run, how much does that help your game going forward to face players like that?
yeah, I mean, obviously you're gonna become the best and start to get better when you play against the best. That's just the facts with it. So like I said, I'm learning so much and within my own game and how to play. So
how has it been playing with Vlasic recently? There was that play where you turned it over and you dove out to kind of save him there and everything.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. He's a great skater and he's long and he's great defensively and he can chip in a lot of offense too. So it's good to know that he's got my back when I make some mistakes, but I want to have his for sure too.
In the third period today, what did you guys do differently than the past 2 games when you weren't able to hold the lead?
It didn't feel like we were panicked. It felt like we were playing the right way. When we needed to get pucks in deep, we did. Just staying over top of guys, trying not to give them as much. And Nagy played unbelievable and kept us in there a few times, and unbelievable save at the end there. So.
Like nays are, but just how much do you just keep seeing him evolve this year, and how big was that to kind of wake up a game that it looked like nobody was really trying to take control there for a while?
Yeah, there was a lot of just 50-50 shifts going on, but for us as a group, that's also a positive, right? Learning how to play those games, because we've had a tendency to open things up sometimes. So that was good, but then Frankie, obviously, I know there's been a lot of talk about his scoring chances and breakaways, so good for him. That was the difference, right? I thought after that we had some good energy, and yeah, it was good.
What did you do differently in the third period today after the past few games and tough to hold leads?
I think we were playing more in the front of our foot. We were encouraging guys to be more on the forecheck, trying to remind them too that they played last night. Let's stay on them. They got some high-end D, but those guys don't want to go back for pucks. They want to keep everything in front of them. So encouraging that was the biggest message. But I think the guys did a good job.
What have you seen from Kevin Korchinski since he's been back up? He said he wants to eliminate immature mistakes. Are you seeing that?
Yeah, I think he's coming along, right? It's again, I think we forget how young he is, right? And his development curve this year overall has been a positive one, and it's going up. And some of those things, just positionally wise, just being a little bit more patient and then be able to utilize his skating when it really matters. And I thought today was a really good and positive step for him.
Does it seem like Rinzel, of course, he's going to have his kind of rookie mistakes, but it seems like sometimes he has kind of flashes of playing beyond his years a little bit.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good point. He's mature, and we really like the fact that he wants to have the puck, and he takes control of shifts. And I think that's a great attribute as a player, especially as a young player, to come in here and do. And you see it with Artie as well, right? They want it and they want to get after it. And they have some guys on the other side that do the same thing, right? With Carlson and Letang there, so you see that, and it's real positive. But he's been good. Thank you.